Hello, Beaver fans, and welcome back to Week 2 of Meet the Beavers. I'm your host, Cole Clementich, and a big win last week to kick off the season, the 2024 campaign. Beavers 38-7 non-conference matchup against Valley City State, and a lot of turnout. Over 4,000 fans were there for Defend the Herb Night, and just a lot of great excitement to be had around MSU Athletics, and yeah, we're back with our next guest here today. We had Emmett Espino on last week. He recently converted, another position change player, by the way, converted from defensive back to quarterback. He went from defending the pass to now flinging it. So joining us now is starting quarterback Carson Chrisman. We get to know more about you, Carson. How you doing today?
Good, thanks for having me.
Yeah, Carson. So I got to start with this. In all of your football career, have you ever went 0 for 1 in passing and won a football game?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I played a little bit of quarterback in high school. It wasn't my primary position, and didn't pass much in high school either. But no, I've never finished a game with a stat line 0 for 1.
And you know what, man? It ended up being a win, a blowout win for that matter. And you guys looked really good out there against Valley City. The rushing attack and looking at the defense too, like blitz for days, just packages, blitz packages, all just. Valley City had a hard time stopping you guys both on the ground and when they were on offense. So just tell us, Carson, how good was that first game for you and for the whole team as a whole?
Yeah, it was really good. I don't know. I mean, I know we expected it. We knew what we could do, and it was really good. I mean, everybody made it real easy for me in my first start at quarterback. And like I said, we expected it. We just had to go out and execute, and that's what we did. And now we're on a roll, and we're moving on to Southwest now. How
comfortable did you feel getting your first start as starting quarterback of the team?
Obviously there's going to be some nerves, but coaches and teammates got me where I need to be, and yeah, I felt pretty comfortable. It was nice. Like I said, everybody else made it really easy. The blocking was great, so obviously the support being at home and the fans, it was more comfortable than I even expected maybe.
No, that is good, and just to have that support with the run game, by your side, it's got to be very comforting. We'll get into more football here in a second, Carson, but just talk about first week of classes. How did they go for you, and just getting reacclimated onto campus?
It was good. It was nice just to see everybody back on campus, see some familiar faces in my professors and some new ones, and just, I mean, that's the main reason why I'm here, for school. So yeah, it was good.
Well, there you go. Tell us about your major and some of the classes you're taking and how you've been, applying that to your daily routine.
Yeah, I'm in MIS, so Management Information Systems. It's like a mix of computer, IT, computer science, and also business. So a lot of managing classes, and that kind of can tie into some football aspects, I guess, management and like leadership and how to deal with groups, and also work on your own and problem solving, all that. So yeah.
Have you been intrigued by the sports information? Or not sports information, the sports management department. This is the sports information offices, but the sports management program. Did you find any intrigue with that at all? Did you look into that at any time?
A little bit. I mean, it's not super closely tied into what I do, but there are definitely some connections. So
connections.
I mean, I love sports, so it's always intriguing. Yeah.
Well, there you go. And Carson, the first week, it's already back into the flow, and just kind of tell us in practice really early in the month of August last month, and just kind of tell us, did it take a little bit of time to get readjusted to a new position? Were there any sort of things you had to kind of adjust to with being the quarterback now, adjusting from a different position and whatnot? And tell us more.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of guys here over the summer getting workouts in, and then we spent our time out on the field together, and it was definitely a good aspect to get that in, and just be out there running through what we want to run through without, I guess you could say the pressure of the coaches, I don't know, getting on you for every mistake. We're out there just working out the kinks and getting that good. So that provided a good transition into fall camp for us, but yeah.
Yeah, speaking of coaches, second year under Coach Shields now. How has it been like working with him, working with all the guys, all the staff? that have put in a lot of hours to help build the best version of yourselves.
Oh, that's been awesome. I mean, even before I made the switch to offense, obviously Coach Shields is our offensive coordinator, and I still had a great relationship with him being on defense, and then it made a smooth transition to offense. We put a lot of time in once I made the switch to get the playbook down, all that, and of course all the other coaches have been really helpful too. And definitely ready to make a great leap from his first season into his second season, and just overall for the program.
What was that feeling like? Describe to us that moment when Coach Shields asked you to convert to quarterback. What was going through your head during that time?
We had a little bit of a experimental process throughout the spring. There were a couple practices where I would do just a little bit, just as a emergency quarterback or whatever, and just to see how it would go. And then things worked out the way they did. Somebody transferred out. It was kind of a slow transition over a few weeks, and eventually made the permanent transition. So that made it somewhat easier.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, and we'll talk a bit more about the opener here. Talk about the confidence that you guys were able to build from this win against Valley City. Granted non-conference, and of course we had Emmett Espino on the show last week, and he said winning a college football game is hard enough. But Valley City, they could not get anything going, and that's a testament to you guys. So how big was that first win?
It was definitely huge. Like I said before, we knew what we could do and what we would do, and then we just had to go out and execute. I mean, they're a really good team too. They had talented players, and but it just came down to us and our execution, and that's definitely a huge confidence booster just to prove what we can do and what we know we do. And now going into conference play, it gives us a big boost.
Yeah, conference season is upon us. The Beavers will be in Marshall, Minnesota coming up this weekend. And the first non-conference game in a while, starting off at home. That is a good sign. The Beavers winning big against the Vikings. And what did you guys take away from that game that will help you a little bit more as you get into the weeds of conference play?
Well, for a lot of guys, well, I shouldn't say a lot of guys, but at least me and some of the guys, it was our first time getting true live reps against another team. We're out here in practice beating up on each other, but it was good to go share that with some other team and show them what we can do, and just ready to keep moving forward.
Awesome. Well, speaking of moving forward, you guys have Southwest Minnesota this weekend. Little changes. We were talking before the show, quite a few changes offensively, but they got a lot of guys on defense that are going to be returning, and they're going to be hungry. So, and this will be their first game of the season. So, just kind of preview that for us a little bit. Tell us about some keys to victory.
Obviously, as we've seen in the first game with 0 passing yards and I believe it was 416 rushing yards, that's going to be a big part of our game, getting the rushing attack going. And they have some good returning players. We know what we can do, and like I said before, it's really just about us, so we need to go out and execute and do what we can do, and we'll move the ball as we should.
Yeah, and how much motivation, I asked this to Coach yesterday, how much motivation is there for some of you guys as returners from last year's squad? That home opener against Southwest, just barely lost by one score, the tough breaks, and a few times just plays didn't go your way. What's the motivation level feeling like for you guys right now?
Yeah, I mean, that was a game where we were in a position where we felt like we had the game in our hands even in the first half, and then it just slipped away from us. Too many mistakes in that game, and I believe Minot State hasn't beat Southwest since the 90s, so we're ready to go make that happen, especially their home opener. It'd be a great feeling.
Yeah, well, first conference game for you guys, so now you're going to really get into some of the grit and grind of the lineup here for the schedule. Carson, tell us a little bit more. First road game, traveling for the first time this season. Just getting that first, it's really important because getting that first win under your belt, the guys are feeling good. They're feeling confident about themselves, as we mentioned. How big a difference is that, starting the season off 1-0 as opposed to in years past?
Like I said, great confidence booster, and as I spoke on before, it just proves what we know we can do, and it's just evident with a win. And definitely a good confidence booster, but we know that we have to go 1-0 every week. That win isn't going to put any points on the board for us this week. We have to go out and do the exact same thing again.
Well, there you go. You just heard it there from Carson Chrisman. Carson, before we get you out of here, tell us, more on the first week at campus. Did you do any cool things around town, around Minot State? Did you attend any MSU Life events or anything that you got to do that was fun?
Yeah, bingo is always a great event to go to. I think we do like 4 of them a year, right? Something like that. So that's always a fun deal. It was nice outside. After practice, headed right down there. Didn't win anything, but there was some cool prizes, and just fun to be out there with everybody.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there's a lot of fun going on around Minot State University and campus grounds, Carson. Anything you're looking forward to, whether it's football in the classroom or just anything in between, anything you're most looking forward to with this semester or this school year, I guess?
I'd just say getting good grades and go 1-0 this week.
1-0, I like it. There you go, Carson. Anything else you'd like to mention to the crowd before we send you off?
We're just going to continue to make history this year, and that's about it, yeah.
Yeah, big high hopes there. Carson, thank you so much for being on Meet the Beavers today. We wish you the best of luck against Southwest Minnesota and for the rest of the season.
Yep, thank you for having me.
And there you have it, folks. That was starting quarterback Carson Chrisman after converting from defensive back last season, and playing a big part in the win against Valley City State. And you just watched Meet the Beavers. This was episode 2. I'm your host, Cole Clementich, signing off. You guys have a good rest of your week, and be sure to tune in on the NSIC Network. Minot State at Southwest Minnesota coming up this Saturday. We'll see you then after the game.